Hello, X and Twitterverse, whatever you want to call it. We will be on YouTube next week, but this week we are live on X and Twitter for all of you fun people who I hope are joining us today. This is Borahae Con on air, where we talk about all things Borahae Con 2024. We talk about BTS. Of course, we're going to talk about Jin. We're going to talk about Festa. And we're going to play a fun game at the end. So we're going to do all those fun things. If you are here, please, this is interactive. So join us in the comments, say some fun things so we can interact with you. And we will probably do another intro in, a minute or two, just to make sure everybody's showing up. It looks like we're starting to get some numbers here. So once we get all our people, but hopefully everyone's doing great and super excited that our moon is coming home today. If he's not already, my time zones with Korea and CST, and I think it's like
8 a.m. there, so I'm not sure. Yeah.
What do you think?
It's 8 a.m. there, so I don't know what time they do the official release.
Yeah.
So we've been watching, kind of just trying to see online, but I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, I mean, nothing's really official. Anything you can see online is not really official, and I don't like to support non-official things, so I don't always watch them.
Agreed.
Sometimes, if it seems somewhat okay, I might maybe sort of kind of watch it a little bit, but anyway. So yes, yay, Jin coming home. And we'll say this again later, but anyone who's coming out to the con, we do have 2 amazing contests that you can enter that are honoring Jin. Next month at our con, we've got dad jokes, best dad joke contest. So you've got 2 minutes to do your best routine. And we have our best air kiss also, which if you haven't seen on our socials, go look. Somebody on this live stream might have put a cool filter on her face and done a really good air kiss routine. So that one is 30 seconds that you can do, and you can enter that one, as well as what other contests, Megan? What else do we have?
We've got fan signs. So those are 2 by 2 feet size for those.
Max 2 feet by 2.
Max 2 feet.
Smaller,
yeah, maybe smaller.
Big, whichever.
And also the fan art as well. So we've got those awesome contests.
Yuppers puppers. So yeah, I think people are still showing up. It's only 6:03 because we're live right at 6 o'clock because we are trying to do this right.
Yeah.
So before we talk more about, we got more people. Again, join us in the chat. Say hello. I don't know, Megan, can you see anything on your Twitter thing? Because I don't have any comments yet in the thing on StreamYard. So I don't know if they're going to show up here or not, since this is our first time doing this.
Yeah, I'm not seeing.
If you are here, say hello so we know that this is working and that we can interact with you. If you are new, if you already follow us, if you don't, you should. We're cool. If you came here because you already bought a ticket to the con and you want to hear some stuff and play fun games with us and get to know us because you've only seen us behind posts for all this time and haven't seen our personalities or our faces. So please comment and let us know you are there. But let's talk more about exactly what Borahae Con is. And then we can talk about a lot of our cool, fun programming. So super official introductions. I'm Amanda. I'm the chief organizer of this convention. And we have Megan, our lead.
Megan. I didn't know if you were going to.
I don't know if it's pointing to you or not. Hopefully it is. Yeah. We do have other people on our executive team, but we are pretty much the people, the main people. We have other people that do some background stuff and will definitely be there on site, running their butts off that day. And they are helping us behind the scenes with things, but we're kind of the main deal as far as constant contact and really the bones of doing this all. So it was something that I conceived of last year I modeled it after an anime con or a comic con, something like that, because I know that when you do it for a longer period of time, these kind of things, when you have multiple rooms of programming, when you have different kinds of programming, when you have entertainment, when you have just for different spaces to gather and meet people, that it tends to create longer lasting connections and deeper connections when you have that longer time and you're doing different things. You're doing artsy things, you're doing games, you're doing panels, you're doing entertainment, you're talking. Like we're going to have a share your BTS story circle where we really deeply share our stories. I assume that's the comment sound.
That is me signing. Yep, everything is, I can see us, so we're all good on there. And I'm just looking to see if there's any comments in the section here. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so that's why it is in this format. That's why it's all day long from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. and really, honestly, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. because registration starts at 10 and we wanted to have a place to filter you after registration so you're not just standing around. So vendor room does open at 10 a.m. too. So there is something going on, although regular programming doesn't start until 11 with our opening ceremonies for the first half hour, which if you don't know what that is, it's just kind of a welcome and, hey, this is where to find things. This is kind of how the day is going to go. This is the people you need to reach out to if you're looking for this or that or whatever. So just kind of giving you a debriefing on the day. And then we'll get back together for a short period of time to close everything out at night too. So that's kind of the idea. Megan, if you want to kind of take over and explain a little bit about some of our programming.
Yeah, we have some awesome programming. We have some rooms where there will be panelists, and I don't know, do you want me, I mean, there's some different things they'll be talking about, which is awesome. We also have karaoke, one of my personal favorites. I know that's going to be really fun.
Some of our heart shakers, she will be running karaoke.
Yeah, fantastic. So wonderful she is. And then
possibly Allison from Bunny Malkavian Photography, if I'm saying that right. I think she might be helping her, but I'm not sure. Otherwise, you know, Michelle has some helpers that she's also bringing. But yeah, thanks to Michelle. She'll also be in our vendor room under our heart shakers. So she will be in our vendor room. She's got a vendor table, an artist table, and she's running the karaoke. And I think she's doing something else too that I'm not remembering right now. So she's kind of one of our little all-stars. So yeah, so you'll see her a lot. But okay, so karaoke.
Yeah, no, karaoke. And then there's going to be obviously the contest we talked about in different places. And then we also have really awesome dance that is going to be instructors that are going to be coming in, and that's going to be really fun.
Who is it? Who is
it? It's our Prism. Yeah, it's Prism Crew, and they just won another contest just like a week or so ago.
Yeah, like 2-time world K-pop cover dance champions isn't enough. They just want to get
all the things I see is just award after award, and just all the applause. Cool. They're super cool. It's really exciting to have them be a part of this as well, for sure. Yeah. Absolutely. I don't know. Do you want to talk about the bigger, more?
Well, so Prism Crew will be performing 3 different routines later in the evening, but they are also going to be teaching a choreography workshop during the day. So you'll want to go to that. Other programming, we have a craft room where there'll be some surprise things. I don't want to say what all of our craft things are yet. Yeah. We do have a sensory area in case you're a little overwhelmed and you want to go get away. We have some puzzles in case you're a Yungi, in case you're a cat. Yeah. And, while the chaos is going on all around you, you really want to just sit and do a puzzle and act like you don't hear any of it. Do that if you need to. I assume you'll be, people will be into most of the stuff, but if, for any reason for a little while, you just need to get away and do a puzzle, we'll have puzzles for you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What about talk about our, I don't want to say exactly what it is, but our 3 things that might have been named after certain members. God of Destruction, things like that.
Oh, right. Well, yes, that was a fun post. So we're going to have a Jimin versus Chair And
I haven't seen that video. A little cool, what do you call them? Not profile. Ow, why can't I think of
the reel, yeah.
The heads, though. What do you call those?
Cartoons.
Filters. The little
yeah.
filters.
Cartoon filters, yeah.
If you haven't seen that video, apparently thousands of people have, and something cool happens at the end. So make sure you check our socials, watch that one, watch all the way to the end because it's fun.
Yeah, it gives a little preview of the fun that will be had during that particular game.
Jim and versus chair, musical chairs. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And then we do have the God of Destruction, courtesy of RM, and that'll be
God of Destruction game is
Jenga.
Don't destroy the tower.
Yeah, that'll be super, super fun. And then we also have the acrostic poems, and that's V, of course. And
that one, I was actually channeling Sugar on that one with the Why
So Serious. Were you? I thought we were
Why So Serious. Acrostic poems. But where are you getting the V from? Because I'm learning something new here.
I thought that he did one of those on one of the Run BTSs when they did the games. He was shoot, I wish I had the episode written down.
They've all had to do them. They've all had to make those.
Yes, but that's one of the episodes where he got really upset because of the timing of what he was trying to do, and it was kind of, I think it was Jin that was laughing at him, of course. But
totally be in honor of V. I named it Why So Serious after one of Suga's lines in one of his songs, but or August D actually. But
and I was thinking Why So Serious when V is dressed up like
no, I was more of the Why So Serious? I'm so serious. That line.
I love that. That's great. See, there's like multiple ways we're honoring them.
That's right. I guess we are. We're not leaving anyone out. And those are going to be silly acrostic poems. So we don't want to be too serious. That's why it's Why So Serious. So.
Yeah. That's going to be super fun.
What else do we have? If somebody wants to do a cup sleeve somewhere, we have Allison from Bunny Melcavian doing a how to host a cup sleeve panel. Gosh, there's so many things, and I don't have the list in front of me, and I should. Of course, we've got big things. Do you want to talk about the big things?
I was going to say we do have. I mean, there's we should probably
small things too happening. Well, they're not even small. They're big, small. They're small, big.
But, yeah, and there's also nice little things. There's also the nice, we have the buddy, benches and those kinds of things throughout. There's going to be those kind of little stations here and there as well. But yeah, the big things are exciting.
Talk about the big things. Talk about the big things.
Okay, well, during the daytime, we will have a interview with Liam McEwen, and that is going to be fantastic. Getting to ask,
put him on the spot.
Yeah, the interviewer becomes the interviewee, as you will, and yeah, we're going to put him on the spot, which I think he'll enjoy. He's such a big army, and it's so fantastic to have him as a part of this. And then one of the really other super fun, exciting things is we're going to do some Run BTS style games, and Liam's going to host those. And obviously, anybody who's watched Run BTS knows that there's some great games where you have to have a moderator, and that kind of adds to the fun of the game, which he'll be in charge of. So.
We are doing a couple rounds of that. So if you don't get in for the first round of games with him, we are doing a second round too. So we'll have a couple of groups that we can let in to do the games with him. Why am I not thinking about all the other things? Oh my gosh, my mind is going blank. There's so much on the schedule. The contests. So those will be happening during certain hours too. The Air Kiss contest in honor of Jin and the dad joke contest. So yeah, warm up those entertainment chops, people, because we want to see.
Yes.
We want to see some awesome Air Kiss routines, some awesome dad jokes. I mean, if you need to do some research and check out, some good dad jokes. We were in store the other day, and there was a whole book of them. And so I mean, you could fake it, but you can also come up with your own if you're good at that. Or if you've got kids, ask them. Sometimes kids are really good at coming up with those.
I was gonna say, I live in a family of pun masters, so I hear dad jokes all the time. And yeah,
you're not eligible, but maybe.
I know I'm not. Yeah, so but I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna be.
I'm just joking you. Like, Megan could kick all your butts, but she's not eligible, so you're okay.
Rats. Okay. And so I'm excited to hear some new ones as well. And yeah, and the kisses. I am really excited for the air kiss contest. Honestly, it's kind of a joke in my family too. We used to do this 1, 2, 3 pose where this is long before we were in the army, where we would kind of turn our heads and we go 1, 2, 3 pose, and we'd all turn and do a dramatic pose. And so precursor to why, you know, we love gin so much around here too. And I'm excited to see what people come up with for that.
That might have been an idea for anyone that doesn't have an idea.
Wink, wink. But yeah, so, and then we also, of course, in the evening have the entertainment. We've got, like we said, Prism Crew, which is going to be fantastic. We also have Miro. And
Miro is a Korean American rapper, singer, producer, songwriter. Like, dude's talented.
Yeah.
And he's going to be performing with Liam Cron. We have 2 Liams. How does that even happen? I don't know. I thought it was kind of a not as popular name, but we've got 2 Liams. So Liam Cron will be doing a dance in between Prism Cruise sets. He's also going to be performing with Miro, amazing singer. He actually is a songwriter, performer himself too. So like, we just got these crazy talented people. And then we've also got a couple of girls from a local K-pop dance team. We've got Yali and Isabel, and they will be doing another dance set in between Prism Crew, because Prism Crew's got the 3. They need a minute to catch their breath, maybe do a costume change. And so we've got, if they do a costume change, I told them they didn't have to, but we'll see. And then in between is where we'll dot the other 2.
Yeah.
What even else? I don't know. There's so much. Why are we forgetting all of our programming?
The one that you're going to be doing.
Yeah, share your BTS story. So that's another huge thing. And we were talking about the buddy benches. So you know, part of the reason behind all of this is, you know, to foster that connection, but also because BTS took most people on a journey, or we found them when we really needed them to bring, you know, hope and healing and joy and love. And so everyone's kind of got a story, and a lot of the stories will give you goosebumps, chicken skin, however you want to say it. And so I feel like it's really important to be able to share that. And I feel like people can connect even deeper when we're in a circle and we're sharing that. So I've been a life coach and now a corporate culture coach I've been a life coach for over 15 years. So I want to hold that space in a circle for you guys. So no cameras in there, no video in there. That is going to be our sacred space to share those stories and really connect. So yes, that will be one of the things on the menu of hourly programming. And gosh, why can't I think of all of the things? There's so many things. So we're forgetting stuff, I'm sure. But did anyone comment? I don't see anything on mine. Has anyone shown up and said hello? If not, please say hello to us so we know you're out there.
There's only one comment, but
yeah. What was it?
Greg said, "Yay for Borahae Con Live." And we have we're up to 10 people watching right now. So
mine just said 11, so
perfect. Mine's
the first one. So if you're here, please say hello to us. We're trying to be entertaining. We are. I have this really cool BT21 painting behind me that I painted because I wanted to represent, right? And right before we started, it fell behind my couch. And so that's why I have a blank wall. Megan's got her really lovely background.
Yeah, this is my house.
I had this cute BT21 painting and it just went whoosh, and I was like, I don't have time to move the couch. So I just have a blank wall. So that's that. So we're just gonna overly entertain you so that you don't have to worry about the blank wall behind us. So
exactly.
So that's Borahae Con. If anyone has questions or wants to know, oh hey, the restaurant, somebody had asked me this a couple days ago. The restaurant in the hotel will be open for breakfast, lunch, dinner. So when you need food throughout the day, you will have food right at the convention. If you want to go somewhere else, you need to go somewhere else. There's lots of other restaurants kind of not real far. I would say a mile or two away. There is, I think, a Chinese restaurant that you could walk to, but I probably wouldn't because the street's kind of busy. But you could drive there super easy. Parking. I'm going to put out, you guys are all going to get an email. Everyone that's bought tickets is going to get an email beforehand, but I'll tell you about parking, where to do that. We've bought a mass group parking pass, so you don't have to worry about that. We've also been told you don't have to come and register in the hotel. Get a parking pass and go walk it back to your, like, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
So, all good. If you're in the lot, we have got you covered. You don't have to walk back to your car and stick your pass in there.
Yeah.
The hotel is also talking about maybe setting up some concessions throughout the day. So I'm not sure if they're going to do that, but you'll have food options. You'll have food options. We are not allowed to bring any other type of food in. So somebody mentioned, hey, can you get some food trucks? No, we can't. We're not allowed to bring other food in. But like I said, the restaurant has amazing feedback. People love it. In fact, we're going to eat there right before the con ourselves. So yeah, wanted to mention that. Let's move on to, okay, we talked about Jin coming home. So yeah, so excited about that. Yes, our con isn't till next month, but we are still celebrating Jin. Those of you who showed up, we are still celebrating him with that air kiss contest and the dad joke contest. So yeah, we made sure to have specific Jin honoring programming. Although we are OT7, Megan in fact refuses to pick a bias even. Fine. I'm OT7. I do have a bias, but I'm so OT7, but I do have a bias.
Yeah.
That little Jimin, he just
he's so sweet.
He just brought his little angel wings, and he just
he's so sweet.
That little Jimin. Okay.
So I know my daughters try to pick me a bias every other practically day. I feel like I'll watch a video and I'm like, oh, so much love. And they'll be like, oh, that's your bias. Unless it's one of their biases. I'm not allowed to ever have their bias as my bias, of course. But
you're not?
No, oh no. They're like, no, this one's my bias. You can enjoy them.
Off limits. Okay.
So fun. They're allowed to have each other's biases, bias wreckers, I guess. But, I don't know how the rules of everything
are allowed to have each other's bias, but you are not?
Thank you. Well, as bias wreckers, not as actual biases, because they have very defined biases. Their rooms are appropriately postered as such. Although there's a lot of OT7, of course, in there. But I just mean, I'll see a video of, of Jimin slaying a dance and I'll be like, oh, so good. Or I'll see, J-Hope do something and I'm like, yes. And they're like, oh, is that your bias too? Is that when you're biased? I'm like,
you could have like today's bias.
That's what I tease them. I'm like, maybe today it is.
Because put it on the fridge, like a sign.
Like every day. That's a great
idea. 7 different like pieces of paper with all their names on it. And it says today's bias. And you just like Velcro a new one up there every day.
Yeah. Actually, one of the artists we follow, that's one of our followers as well on Instagram. I have some of the fridge stickers of their awesome art. And so we jokingly kind of rearranged them. The goal is to get, we're missing 2 because they haven't been released yet. And so that's what I should do. I should use those and be like the top, little
on the fridge where you're like, today's bias. And
today is brought to you by RM. Like,
I think that works.
I like it.
I think they'll like that and there'll be a fun game to play.
Yeah, I actually think they would really want to incorporate that in their lives.
I think they would.
I don't. So,
okay, so Festa. All you people getting hugs from Jin this week. Yay for you.
Oh my goodness.
That's so cool.
I'm going to tear up when I start seeing the videos of that. I 100%. And I know it's not confirmed yet. But there was, they said, I think Big Hit said it was difficult to confirm.
Oh, they always say something's difficult to confirm. Yeah.
But there's been a rumor going around that I guess was originally started by an actual document that somebody saw that the guys all requested that particular for vacation and to be there. And I was like, I know. I was just like, that made me tear up, whether it's true or not. That made me tear up. But if that actually does happen, I'll be
so happy. Much love. So much love. That's the thing with them. They're just so much love, and they just radiate it to everybody, which is so cool. And everyone catches it and feels it and sticks to you. I'm wondering if his hug thing I mean, I know he could probably just came up with it by itself and it has nothing to do with it. But if anybody watched that Dingo story with V, with the fan, and watched it till the end, and you all know what I'm talking about, felt round the fandom. But I wonder if that inspired him at all, because that was like, even if you weren't the one there, you just felt it.
Yeah, it was so sweet, so genuine, and encouraging. It was just really special to see that, you know? Yeah, really. And it really was genuine. You know, I feel like you can, that's one of the things that's so fantastic about BTS is that you can feel their authenticity in everything they do, whether they're being absolute silly, you know, goofballs, or if they're up there slaying on stage, like they commit to whatever it is. So when they're with their fans, especially in that story, it was like you could just feel the love. It was real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really was. They picked such a great girl for that too. Like she was so perfect.
She was.
It was just, there was no like crazy fandom. It was just like, it was just like humans connecting.
Yes.
And she was so overwhelmed because she didn't expect that she was having the experience that day. She thought she was still just getting interviewed.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, he's here. You're doing it now. And I can just imagine just like the adrenaline from that moment until like all the things they did and until the end. Like I'd bust out crying too, could just be like from the pure just like intense emotions of like, what roller coaster was I just on? Like I thought I was just going to get interviewed and then that all just like happened. And so and then it's over and I'm just like, I don't think I've processed the part that it even happened yet.
Oh, that's going to be one of those like lifelong kind of processing. That happened, but did that happen? That's kind of crazy.
Well, she didn't even get time to like.
No, it was like thrown right in. Like, okay, so we're going to the arcade. You know, like it was just
on an interview. Oh, how about if it just happens right now?
Yeah. She was so lovely and respectful and sweet. And that was a fantastic. That was a feel good video.
So I just wondered if maybe that inspired Jin. If so, that's awesome. Like I said, I'm sure he could have come up with it on his own too. But I was just curious.
Maybe it did. I mean, it's a testament to how much they love their fans and how grateful they are for what True Army, does for them and shows them. And it's like this very reciprocal kind of relationship, which is so nice. And because I can't imagine. I mean, I'm sure he's exhausted. I'm sure he's overwhelmed going from, military back to civilian life.
You know what he's kind of like? He's kind of like that girl.
Yeah, just immediately thrown back
into something else. Just like, okay, now your life is this.
Yeah, 100%.
So maybe he feels a little bit like her. I mean, obviously different, but as far as just like, okay, so one of my things in life coaching, my particular kind of life coaching and the books that I write as an author is like something that's really important is shifting from one experience to another experience or one moment to another moment or whatever. Like you can't be in some intense moment and then just be like, okay, now I'm going to sit down and do math. Like you just can't. You have to shift. I always call it shifting. Or if I'm on like an intense phone call, I will shift before I go back to the family or back to doing anything or whatever, because it's like, it's not fair to anybody to have this intense energy and not sort of process that and let it go through you before you move on to something else. Even people who do interviews with people or like they're at a coffee shop or whatever. I was supposed to meet a friend, right? Kind of a colleague friend at a coffee shop. And she had like a rolling interview train or something. I don't know what she had going on, or a rolling like meet people at a coffee shop, which I know a lot of people do that. But for me, it felt very much like she hardly got rid of the last person before I was there. And I felt like I could feel still the energy of the last person.
100%.
In my seat even. And
I used to do interviews for hiring years and years ago, and I would always schedule at least a 15-minute break because I understand not wanting to have like 7 hours between but you need that to be like, okay, whoosh.
And then for the other person, because it's like I said, I felt like just even sitting in that same seat, like I saw the other person get up and leave. Like I got there when they were still there,
Yeah.
And like I said, I know you need to do that in some interview situations and stuff like that. I know sometimes you have to, but like I felt like this was supposed to be a friend. It didn't feel like I didn't know she had like a solid day of meetings at this cafe when she said,
you thought you were just going to go hang out.
I thought it was just like, oh, a friend meetup. We're going to meet up. You don't have like 12 interviews scheduled before me or whatever. So anyway, shifting's important.
Yes. No, shifting. I like that term. It's a nice term. Like, I like that. It's kind of describes that transition from one to another. And you need that kind of, the shifting in between. My grandmother, she she just used to call it, I'm coming down from the day, when my grandfather would get home really late. And sometimes she would just be sitting there literally on the couch, staring at the wall, doing nothing, just resting. And he'd be like, you all right? She's like, just coming down from the day. Because my dad and his brother were very close in age. So for a few years, she had two rambunctious little toddlers running around, and she was like, just coming down.
Just go to bed after that. You
can't. You need to have that decompression time.
So yeah. So Jen, he probably is going to get a minute before he runs and hugs everybody. Probably have a minute, I hope. Shifting time doesn't need to be like, hours and hours long. It can be, like you said, 15 minutes. It can be 10 minutes or whatever, whatever it takes to sort of cleanse the energetic palette of like, okay, I did this thing and now I'm doing this thing, or I'm with this person and now I'm with this person, or I went from this intense thing to this not so intense thing, or this mind thing to this heart thing, or, whatever. But anyway, we were off on a tangent of shifting and the girl who got thrown into her thing, and Jen, who's going from the military to all his people, all his adoring fans. So and then Festa, like, okay, Jen coming home and Festa is like this. It's like, what is what even? It's like, it's OT7, it's Festa, but it's Jen, and they're all happening at once. And people are, I think, having emotions all over the place, especially the people in Seoul going, to all the different events and whatever. They need take time to shift, those of you between your events, so you can process.
You be present and you can enjoy it.
Really be where you are and take in those experiences.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay. So we've talked about the con. We're gonna babble more next week about more con stuff. Do we have any other comments? Any other brave people decided to comment?
Let me see.
Tell us you're here. There's 12 of you watching. At least say hey. This is our first one. Like, just give us a little high five.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm not seeing it right now. The thing is that's interesting, and I'm not sure. Just maybe
we'll get more comments on YouTube, which is where we're supposed to be. But
because with YouTube's, and I'm not sure, because I don't think I've ever actually on a Twitter live. I don't think I've ever actually been on a Twitter live where I've sat down.
First time.
Yeah, from the thing. So I'm not sure if possibly. I know how kind of YouTube and Instagram lives work, where you can type it in and people can kind of pop up real time. So I don't know if there's any sort of delay with
doing that on the side of my screen here in StreamYard, but looks like nobody.
Okay.
That's okay. Next week we'll be on our YouTube channel. It's just, I did not know that you had to request to go live, and then they're like, oh, you've requested, now it's 24 hours. So
that's crazy.
So anyway, next week we'll be on our YouTube channel, which is Borahae Con. Borahae Con on air. If anyone wants to join our Facebook group, whether you're a ticket holder or not, if you want to talk BTS, if you are, not that we're excluding international armies, but it's just, we'll be talking about stuff going on in the US. So Borahae in the USA is our Facebook group. Come join us there. The next thing I wanted to do for today, though, is we wanted to have some fun. Not that we're not, but this is for Festa. This is for our live Borahae Con on air, but just to get to know us. Okay, so we're gonna play a little game. So and if you guys want to jump in the comments for this too, you can ask us or you can answer if you want to answer your answers for this too. But we're going to play which member would you rather ... and why. Okay, so my first one, Megan, to you is, which member would you rather do your weekly grocery shopping with?
Okay.
Why?
Yeah. Okay.
I pre-warned her about this one, so she
so I had a little time to think about it. I narrowed it down to two, and I will pick one, but I'll just I would have probably said instinct.
Not deciding again. I narrowed it down.
Exactly. I'm not making a decision. No. So here's the thing. My answer is actually Shuga, because Shuga and I have a lot of food preference similarities from everything that I've seen. And I feel like grocery shopping would be fun because it'd be like, yes, and it'd be fun to he's low key, right? But it would be kind of like you're hyping each other, because you're like, we will absolutely get this 5-pound bag of organic coffee right now. Like as I was thinking about it, I'm like, I feel like that would be super fun. And also he'd be low key, so like the energy would still be that funny those little tiny like cat laughs, And but my original choice was, well, probably Jin, because he's an amazing chef, and it'd be great to go weekly grocery shopping with him if I could be like, let me just peek into that cart and see what you got. I can't make it like you, but maybe I can take some, tips along the way, which I think would be fun. But my final answer was Shuga on that.
Okay. Well, you have a lot of tangerines in your cart, because he's the tangerine guy.
100%. We always buy tangerines every week. And coffee, and we always have whiskey of some sort here. And
okay. Well, yeah, then I can definitely see why you'd want to go weekly grocery shopping with Shuga. That makes sense. Totally makes sense.
Yep.
All right. If you have one for me, otherwise I could just keep shooting them out to you.
I was gonna say, what's your answer for weekly grocery?
What's my answer to that one? Oh, I didn't think about that, because I just thought I was going to direct that one at you, and it wasn't going to get boomeranged back to me. So I didn't think about it. So this is the way we were supposed to do it, is just on the spot. Who would I go weekly grocery shopping with? RM, actually, because I think that he would be sensible.
Yes.
I don't know how to cook very well, and neither does he. So rather than taking someone that did know how to cook really well, which I probably should pick that person, I feel like RM would be like more in my wheelhouse of like
what's good and
really sensible about like the practicality of
yes. I can see that 100%. Yeah.
Like, budgeting and just being super practical and budget minded, and just like, okay, but if we get this, it can go with this and this and this and this. If we get this, I don't really have to cook it that much, which is great because I'm not that great at it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I would take RM with me.
That's a good choice. Yeah. That's funny.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So you have another one, or I can make one up, whatever.
Whichever, if you have one, or if
okay,
anybody in the comments wants to ask us or answer.
Let's put some in there. Let me see.
Anybody? No,
not yet.
Hey, you can give us your reasons and your answers after the live too. You can post them in the comments after. We will read them and we will respond to you. So even if you're not here with us live, feel free to leave those answers in the comments and we will respond to you later. Let's see. Okay, Megan, this one's not really fair because of the whole Jin thing, but okay, let's say if you had to exclude Jin because he's the astronaut. Okay, so you have to exclude him. You cannot choose him.
Okay.
Who would you go into space with?
Who would I go into space with? What a great question. No, that is a good question.
My mind comes up with random things at the top of the hat when I need to.
No, I like it. It's hard. I would probably say, I don't know. Do I go with a practical answer or a fun answer?
I mean, there's no right answer, so whichever.
Right. I mean, I feel like actually RM would be a great answer because, like you're saying, from the practical side and there could be some great conversations and everything. But honestly, my instinct was V, because I was thinking music wise, what I like about V is the duality of his energy, and I'm very similar in that way. And so I think that it would be fun because I don't think he would overtly stress out. And I think that he could keep himself entertained, meaning it'd be good, a good balance of upbeat fun, and then let's listen to jazz and read for a few hours. You know what I mean? Kind of a thing.
Extrovert thing.
Yes, yeah. And I'm an extroverted, but I'm the most introverted version of an extrovert. So I'm kind of just right over that little extrovert line. So I'm not
Did you
like
take
all.
a test on that at some point? Because I never did, and probably should, because I don't know.
You should. Here's the thing with the tests, at least what I feel like. Because what I was 10, 15 years ago is different than what I am today. And the MBTI is the main personality test that exists for that. That's separate, obviously, from the Enneagram and stuff. But
Yeah,
the
well,
MBTI,
even the members keep taking that, and they keep changing too. I don't know if
they do. It really it changed. And that kind of goes to that whole nurture versus nature argument. Like, there's certain things you might always instinctively be towards, but in certain situations in life, you're going to react differently than others. For example, like what I answered before I had kids is different than what I answered now having them. So it's slightly different than what it was. But I am always kind of just right over that line with the extrovert introvert, and I need to have time with people that's meaningful. But I also need time to recharge afterwards. Right. So it's kind of like both. And so I get that vibe.
Megan for a few minutes during the call. I'll be in the bathroom doing her introvert for 5 minutes until
it might be deep breathing. No.
That's fun. You can introvert tomorrow.
Excuse me, where are you at? I'm just deep breathing right now. Tomorrow. Yeah, no, it's funny because I do like events, for example. The reason I love events is because I get that big day of energy and people and build up. It's the day after that I'm like, and I'm just going to not get off my couch for a bit. Maybe the whole day. Like, we don't know.
I won't probably talk to you too much the day after.
Yeah, I think we'll both.
Oh my God, that was so cool. Oh my God.
Sleeping. I think most of the day we'll both be like, you know what sounds good? A nap. At that point. So probably. Who would you go to space with?
Who would I go to space with?
I have a guess, but I'm interested.
You do? I think I would take V2 just because I feel like he'd know how to like fix things. If stuff broke, or like, yeah, I feel like he's a quick thinker. So that if like there was some kind of emergency or like something broke or there was some kind of like, panic or whatever, I feel like he'd be like, okay, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Get out the duct tape. Whatever, maybe not.
100%. No, he's very witty.
Call or he'd know what. I just feel like he'd be like pretty even keel in a possible like issue. So if you're gonna go to space, you probably want somebody that you feel like is gonna handle an issue.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
I mean, John Cook could like lift stuff up.
Right, exactly.
He could also, he also obviously is very intelligent and would have great ideas too. But if you needed the brawn, like grab him. But I feel like he's just got that brain.
Yeah. No, he's very quick on his feet. He's very quick-witted. That's one of the things that I really love about him. That's what I was saying. The duality kind of thing that's there is that, funny, quick-witted, but then he doesn't seem like he's somebody who would panic. Whereas a few of them I could see panicking over certain things.
Which wouldn't help us if we're panicking, right? So.
If we're in space for a while, that would be.
All right, so a couple more of these. Sledding, snow sledding. Who would you want to go snow sledding with? And okay, you can take 2 people on this one.
Okay.
Maybe even 3, because it might be fun with 3. But you can't take more than 3. Up to 3.
So my first answer actually was J-Hope, because he is more afraid of certain things, and I think it would be really fun because sledding is a little lower key. We're not a roller coaster here. Do you know what I mean? But we're still having a good time, and I just think that would be really fun to do something that he could let loose in a way that's not too scary. But you said I could bring more.
I thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think I would probably also take Jimin. Because he just is joyful, obviously. And I just went sledding 2 years ago down one of the best hills in my entire life ever with my kids. So that's what the memory I'm thinking of is I'm thinking of who would be who would be there. And then probably I guess probably Jungkook would be the third person I take, because if I get tired of just having to drag the sled back up the hill, I just
You want him to drag your sled back up the hill? Come on.
I think that it would be great to have that. I had to be the strong man when I was there last time, and I was like,
it'd be the Jungkook and drag everybody up the hill.
I'm just saying it would have been nice to have an extra hand. And also he just has that fun childlike energy too, though. Jungkook, I could see like, and Jimin, I think I could even see them dragging J-Hope into a snowball fight. Like, I just think that could be a good time. Probably. I think that'd be fun. Yeah.
Probably. I see it.
You see, you're like, I see this afternoon. This is going to be great.
It's all playing out. It's all playing out.
Yeah.
Cafe. One person, cafe.
To meet in a cafe?
3 hours in a cafe. Who are you going to spend 3 hours in a cafe with? And what are you drinking?
Coffee. What kind of coffee? I usually get Italianos, which is an Americano with half the water. And I usually get a little splash of vanilla and heavy cream on top.
I don't have an order because I don't drink coffee. So like, you've got an order. I guess I feel like people who drink coffee and go to coffee shops have an order.
They do.
I don't drink coffee, so I don't have an order.
It's unfair also, though, because my husband's been in the coffee industry for 15 years. So I am a little spoiled.
So you're a coffee snob?
I'm a little bit of a coffee snob. I'm a little spoiled in that way. That's why I feel like Suga at the grocery store would be my friend, because he would be like, I'm not talking you out of this. Yeah, he's like, I'm not talking you out of this really nice coffee. We are getting this together 100%. Like, I feel like that would be there. Oh my goodness, that's hard. That's really hard.
Really? You don't know who you'd spend 3 hours talking to in a cafe? That's hard.
I would, gosh, I would probably say, I don't know. I was going to say, I'd probably say Suga or or V, or any of them really. Jimin, I'd love to sit and talk with Jimin for any of them for 3 hours probably, but those would be my top three choices. I don't know if I could make one. I guess if I had to make one hard decision, probably I would want to pick Suga's brain. That'd probably be my choice.
All right.
What about you? What's your I think I know, but what is your 3 hour?
Oh, I didn't, like I said, these just come off the top of my head, so I didn't even think about who mine would be. It depends on what kind of mood I was in.
Right.
If I was in like a super philosophical, academic-y kind of mood, I'd want to pick RM's brain.
Yeah.
If I was in the mood I'm probably most often in, which is a very heart-centered, connecty, let's talk about relationships and the core of things that connect people, I'm probably talking to Jimin or I'm probably Jimin. Yeah.
That would have been my guess for you.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that would be a really good connect. Yeah, that connectivity would be there.
Angel wings. Yeah, I just sort of hold space. We'd hold space for each other back and forth. Like I feel like
that would be very,
I'm an empath. I'm positive he's an empath. We'd be empathing each other back and forth, like holding that space.
Yeah. But it's nice when you're an empath to have somebody else that can be that for you. Yeah.
It is. Or you do so much work for other people that you don't even know you're doing.
100%.
Automatic, even though you know it and you try to not do it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just like a button that, you got to remember to turn it off because it's always on. Yeah. So nobody else wants to comment to us. Like I said, please, if you're not doing it now, please leave a comment after the live and just say hey, you guys are funny. Hey, you guys are terrible. Hey, you guys don't say that. Say only nice things.
No, please.
Say only nice things. Because I'm an empath and I get hurt easily. So say nice things.
I'll be the filter for you. I'll be the comment filter.
Don't look at that one. Let's play nice. No, we want to play nice for Borahae Con too. It's all about just creating that space that they created for us and that we create back and forth you know, from the fans to them and back again, where it's safe, it's loving, it's connected, it's, you know, respectful, all those things. That's and real. You mentioned this earlier, but you were talking about how they're so real and true to themselves and authentic, and that they're not fake. They're always just being themselves. And, you know, that's what this convention is too. It's just, you know, I'm trying to make it really real. I like real things. I like real people. You know, I had one of the girls that we've got dancing in between Prism Crew. I met her this past weekend at a dance party for Festa, and we had one extra spot, and I was like, you guys are in it, because I was just waiting to meet somebody, and there you are, to fill that last spot. And anyway, so I said, did you know Borahae? And she goes, well, I did. And I said, and were you waiting to see if I was legit? I'm legit. I was in there singing every song, the words that were in English at least, because I can't do the other ones. But the la la la's and the na na na's,
Yeah.
like I'm legit. I'm really legit. I promise. I'm not, you know, some fake person who's just jumping on this for, you know, non heartfelt purposes. Like this is a heartfelt project for me, and I've been working. I pretty much ignored all the rest of my businesses for the last 6 months. I'm pretty sure my other, you know, followers and clients think I disappeared, because it's pretty much been all Borahae Con full time plus for the last 6 months. So yeah. So it's a lot goes into this, but I wouldn't be doing it if it didn't mean a whole lot to me, and didn't mean a whole lot to me to bring it to people and to have it exist. And, you know, I've had some new people pop up that said, hey, this should exist. And I was like, hey, it does. I must have heard you. I must have heard your desires and your wants, because it got to me, and I was like, hey, this should exist. And thanks to Megan and her family, it does, because if it was a idea in my head and they didn't sign on, it wouldn't exist. So there's a lot of days where I just think about like, oh my God, this exists. And it very well couldn't have existed. It could have just been an idea and not been a thing. And, you know, besides KCON in LA and maybe some things from other countries, I don't know, because I don't know what they're doing in other countries, but I don't believe that there has been a BTS specific convention with this many things going on in this many different rooms for this many hours at a hotel, which is what the person who posted said. Hey, you know, I want something like this. How come Hive isn't doing this or whatever? And thankfully somebody shared, you know what, it's not Hive sponsored, but there is somebody doing it. And so I must have heard her. I don't know, but I'm just happy it exists. And some days I just think to myself, wow, okay, this could very much not exist, and it does. And okay. So, oh, hey, people, if you don't have tickets yet, please help us out and get them by the 20th. I know a lot of people are sort of waiting for the last minute, but we need to get a lot of stuff figured out as far as, and those kind of things involve knowing how many people we have for sure, so that we can have everything, you know, ready and organized and prepared for you. So it really would help us out if you can buy tickets by our ticket deadline on the 20th. We may or may not sell them after that, but they will be going up $20 because we have a lot of things we need to pay for on the this end of the con, not the other end of the con. So that will help us out, and it will just help us prepare a lot better. Rather than trying to do everything at the last minute, which we don't want to do, because we are very organized and we can very much do this in a very awesome way. Both of us have been in, you know, event planning for most of our lives, and so we've got this down. We just need a little bit of help from you buying those tickets earlier rather than later. So we have got lots of tickets sold already, but we know that there's a whole lot more of you. We've seen our Eventbrite our ticket page analytics, and we know there's a lot of you out there that want to come that have not purchased tickets yet. So man, please help.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's you know, like you said, it was a great idea, and I'm super grateful to be able to be a part of making it happen. And you know, I think That's exactly it. There's so many people that really want this. So I, would encourage you, if you've been on the fence or if you're just now hearing about it, or if you already have a ticket, like tell your friends, this is something that is a labor of love for us. And because we love BTS, because we love Army, we are Army, we wanted to have a space to celebrate all of those things that we love about them, but also a space for Army to connect with one another. And it can feel, especially in the past few years, it can feel really isolating as people are starting to come back together and communities are starting to come back together to find those people that have the connections, the similar interests and the likes, and they're out there and they're here, and we want them to have a fun place to get together and become friends and celebrate all the awesomeness that is BTS. So,
and just so you know, you can come from anywhere for this. We figure you're not probably coming from outside the U.S. We're happy if you come from outside the U.S.
International Army is welcome.
I assume that's not going to happen. Of course, most of our tickets so far are, Tennessee, Alabama, Kentucky, Georgia, but we've got people coming from Virginia. We've got people coming from Maryland. I don't know if we've got someone flying or if this was like a weird fluke on our ticket thing from Oregon, Illinois, so like you can come from anywhere. And this is, something that, like I said, is a big thing. It's not like, you travel that far and it's only like 2 hours and we're done. Like, no, this is like all day. And like,
all day.
100% worth it. It's fun, like there's so much to do here. It's a tourist city. If you need any tips or recommendations about Nashville stuff, we will try to tell you, follow our socials. We're Borahae_con on all of them except for Facebook, where we're Borahae Con. Our website's borahecon.com. That is not hard. Hit us up. Let us know what you need. Some people I've heard need rides. They haven't bought a ticket yet because they need their car. They're having car trouble. They need a ride.
Right.
We have that Facebook group. We're hoping to have people in there, share that kind of stuff. So if anyone's in Clarksville, Tennessee, I know we've got somebody that could use a ride from up there. So, or anywhere like right around that area that wouldn't mind giving an Army and her mom a ride. It's not a young Army and her mom. It's a adult Army and her mom. Also, con is for 8 and up, family friendly. We are keeping it family friendly. But 8 and up is probably the best for this one day thing. That may change if we, I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm not about other years. Let me get through this year. And then we'll see. But, yes, 8 and up for this one day event. And then 14 and under, please have a guardian or parent with you. And I think that's pretty much it for this first live, unless you got anything else you'd like to.
I just got the message from my lovely Army daughters that Jen is out. It just happened. It's just happening.
Just happening. Look at how we're ending this.
Timing to end this. It's happening. Go, yes.
Live stream. Those 12 people who joined us, go see Jen.
Yes.
We can't, because I'm sure there is nothing, being officially broadcast that is official. But you can celebrate in your heart the fact that he's officially home.
Yeah. That's exciting. That's really
good way to end. Thank you.
Yeah, that was a good way to end.
Thank you, Army daughters, who you'll also see at the convention, because they have been working behind the scenes on projects as well for us.
Yes.
They were definitely part of the executive team, just maybe not the nuts and bolts of the adult stuff.
They're really high up in the creative side, they're
they are. I mean, yeah, they're old enough to do such things. So
yeah.
Well, thank you for that, and tell them thank you for that. That's a great way to end. So thank you if you joined us. If you didn't and you've seen this later, like I said, leave us a comment, follow our socials. We have lots of announcements we put on there all the time, so we'd really appreciate a follow.
Never hesitate to reach out if you ever have any questions. We love communicating with you guys. So
we should air kiss in honor of Jen to end this, I think. So we channel. Okay. You're so good at it because you already did that, the whole TikTok.
I'm ready for this. You just tell me when.
Filter head, okay? Does that work? Make myself a filter. Okay. All right. right, let me think. Ready? Let's just come up with it on the spot. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, we're going together. Okay.
Together, yes. Ready, go.
Okay, ready?
I'm gonna be really dramatic. Bye.
Bye.